sun's right in my eyes. Goodness knows what the film's looking like. Okay, I'm registering 65. I'm just going to back it down a little bit. Here we go. Just checking the coast is clear, because once the coast is clear, it's the best part of the road. Okay, here we go, winding her up. I won't take her past 60, officer. Lovely roar of that British twin, approaching 70 mile an hour, so I'm just going to back her off a little bit. Out in the fens here, we never know whether we're going to bump into a tractor, a horse, walkers. I've got a fast mover in my rear mirror, twin spot, so I'm guessing a fast moving Jap bike. He's not pushing me though, I've got it pinned at 60. Here we go, he's not going to come past me. .75 mile an hour, I'm backing off as we enter the village. 40 and he's right in my rear view mirror. Through the village at a decent speed. If he wants to break the law, he can. So I'm in Abbots Ripton now. Still filling my mirror, so it must be fairly close. Always makes me a little bit nervous. Indicating right, he's indicating right. Here we go. Turning right into the pub. I'm not religious at all, but as we drop down into the village, you'll see a very old church. A series of crossroads here, and quite rightly all the car drivers are looking for indicators, and obviously this Mk1 Norton relies on my black glove, my black arm in shade, indicating left, so we've got to hope. I got twin leading shoe front brake, which slows me down tremendously, but here we go. Bit of gravel on the bend there. Heading into Broughton. Again, this is another dodgy road, probably suited more to my Bantam and my C15 than the Norton Commando, because it's only the centre strip that is really fit for a bike like this. But again, there's no white lines, so just occasionally you'll get cars being a bit generous on their side of the road and coming over, and I understand that. Dead badger, it's always sad to see, isn't it? So yeah, here we go. This is the church on the left as we enter Broughton. Got to be quite careful as we do that, because there's a T-junction at the bottom of the hill here, and the gravel banks up from the road going down that I'm riding on now, and the road that crosses it. So we take it a little bit easier. Here we go. Trying to get down to 30. It's 30 and the Commando's 0 throttle. Still doing 2,500 revs, which means the ice elastic is still making it a very pleasant ride even at these speeds. Look at this, stunning, isn't it? I'll just slow down so you can take the view in. I don't know whether you can see the church and the Crown at Broughton's pub. Here you go. sunlight speckled lanes of Cambridgeshire late on a June evening. Now there's a sight, isn't there? There's a lady there walking along. Where she walked from, where's she going? I've got my arse hanging out, so I'm just pulling my jacket down. Now if that was my daughter, I'd be a little bit, I don't know, concerned she's out there on her own. Stopped earlier on the way to the garage. A little girl had fallen off a push bike, and stopped the car, put the hazards on, and picked her up, and I thought, good God, this looks bad. And forgot to ask her first name, but the only thing she'd done is scuff a knee and cracked her phone front glass just in the extreme corner. And her little friend came running over, and they were ever so polite. She says, thank you very much for looking after my friend. Here we go. So this is the slight rise from Broughton leading to the A141, which leads ultimately to Whitton and my way home. And there's my bench, look, there's my bench. Now, talking to you lot, I've completely missed it, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn round, and do a U-ey, go sit on the bench and ring my dad. Yeah, these are not brilliant roads for the Commando. I think when I de-throttle, it's crackling and popping through the exhaust, which on the Yamaha it was always because it was over-fueled, and I am absolutely sure that that's what's happening. So let's get the Commando on its stand. Oh, here we go. Got a tool pack in the fiberglass tail of the Commando, and I've got to pack it out with some foam because it's rattling to death and I don't want it to fracture the fiberglass. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So this is the link road between the 141 and Broughton. It's awful. Don't know whether you can pick up the white lines at the side of the road, but they're often a good key indicator to an actual surface on the road. Now the Norton likes to go in a straight line, and when you point it into a bend and you put the power on it, it stays on the line that you point it at. But nevertheless, these roads are simply too narrow, too bumpy, and have a blend of different road surfaces that give you absolutely no confidence that you're not going to get a partridge, a pheasant, a muntjac coming out and running across the road. Here we go. So this is the main A141, which I'm going to turn right on and head down towards Huntingdon. Bit of a junction. You've got to hope that somebody doesn't come heading south and cut the corner here and come across my side of the road where the white lines are. I've seen it so many times. Here we go. Tools rattling in the tail. Again, sounds awful. I'm going to get that sorted. Okie dokie. Let's get some illumination on the road. There we go, 60 mile an hour or thereabouts, cruising speed on my Norton. As I was sat there on the park bench, cue the photo, I call my father every night at 8 o'clock, I noticed that the rocker cover on the front had actually was blowing a little bit, had a sooty black residue around the base, so I'll have to use carb cleaner and a toothbrush tomorrow, clean that off the top of the cylinder fin, and like anything with these old bikes, gaskets I keep a lot of. Got a different type of gasket, I'll show you that in my next video. It's not a paper gasket as per the one fitted. It's a little thicker to hopefully take up any... Here we go, Norton wants to go, look at that, she's already creeping past 70 mile an hour.